Most bike lights promise visibility and safety, but what they don't tell you is that half of them are designed for marketing, not cycling. And once you know what really matters, you'll never waste money on the wrong lights ever again. Now that the clocks have turned and the nights are getting darker earlier, you're probably thinking that your time on the bike is running out, but that's not strictly true. If you've got a decent set of lights, you can go out cycling pretty much any time you like. Bike lights basically serve two purposes. The first one is so that you can see where you're going, and the second one, equally as important, is so that everyone else can see you. So today I'm going to break down what you really need when it gets dark, how bright your lights should actually be, and which lights are genuinely going to make a difference. The trap that many people fall into when it comes to bike lights is thinking that the more lumens you have, the better, but it doesn't quite work like that. More lumens don't necessarily make you safer. They just make you that bloke on a bike that everyone wants to hate. Yes, you do need a beam that's going to be bright enough to light the road up ahead of you, but beyond a certain point, more lumens just means more glare. So don't think of it like you do your FTP. So if 1,000 lumens is good, 3,000 lumens must be better, right? Well, no, it doesn't quite work like that. On unlit country lanes, you're going to want a beam that's bright enough to light up the potholes before they take you out. So between 600 and 1,000 lumens is going to be the sweet spot for most riders. More than that is just overkill, unless of course you're planning on vaporizing a few hedgehogs. By contrast, in town you can get away with far less, and that's because the street lights are doing most of the work, so anything between 300 and 600 lumens is going to be fine. Anything more than that and you're just illuminating the hedges and confusing the drivers. Rear lights are even simpler. Between 20 and 50 lumens is plenty to make you visible, but without giving the people behind you a migraine. Many of the modern ones these days have smart features. So for instance, this Ravmen NT201. It can react to ambient light levels, it can act as a brake light, and it even has a radar to warn you of approaching cars. But beam brightness is only half the story. Even the most perfect beam won't help you if it's pointing in the wrong direction. I mean, what's the point of having a 3,000 lumen beam if it's dazzling drivers rather than lighting the road ahead of you? Obviously, different lights do different jobs. Some are there to help you see, while others are there to help you be seen. It's all very simple. So why on earth do some manufacturers turn this into some kind of features arms race? A good front light will have a cut-off beam, a little bit like a car headlight. So it will focus the beam where you actually need it, down on the road and not up into the trees. And similarly, a good tail light doesn't have to summon Batman. It just needs to flash steadily without hypnotizing other road users. You want to be visible, but not nuclear. The real trick isn't beam power, it's beam shape. Cheap lights scatter light everywhere, wasting energy and annoying everyone. Better ones focus it smartly. So yes, that £80 bike light might sound expensive, but if it's actually going to light the road ahead of you without annoying everyone, then it's money well spent. And mount position is really important as well. So a low mounted front light will give you increased contrast on uneven roads, whereas a tail light mounted near the saddle will be directly in a driver's line of sight, so precisely where you need it to be. And please just skip the light on the helmet trend. Unless your goal is to dazzle squirrels or something, it's just unnecessary and confusing. But even the best lights won't help you if nobody can tell how you're moving. And this is where visibility needs to get a little bit clever. Being visible doesn't mean that you have to dress up like a mobile laser show. It means that you have to be predictable so that drivers and other cyclists can see where you are and see where you're going. That means a balanced setup, so a good steady tail light and a moderately bright, correctly angled front light, plus a few reflective bits on you and the bike. Daytime running lights can help too, but only if they're aimed properly. So again, set them fairly low down on your handlebars and angle them down. That way they'll show up precisely where the drivers are actually looking. And the good news is that no, you don't have to remortgage the house to get any of this. Around £60 or $80 will get you a really good quality set of lights that should last you for years to come. Good lighting isn't about flooding the road, it's about communicating. It's saying, I'm here, I'm moving, and I'd like to keep it that way. At the end of the day, bike lights aren't rocket science. Simply pick ones that are bright enough so that you can see where you're going, but not so bright that they blind everybody else. Pick the right ones for the job, mount them correctly, angle them correctly, and remember, it's not about being the brightest cyclist on the road, it's about being the clearest. I believe there's always something new to learn that can make our cycling even better, which is why I started my own free monthly newsletter. If you'd like to sign up, I'll leave a link in the description below. In the meantime, thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.